Is video game collecting dead? We'll talk about that after this. Is retro collecting dead? I've talked about this before many years ago, that people were trying to get the death certificate to video game collecting. It has changed. It's changing. The landscape is changing. Is it dead?
Retro collecting extinction.
And I hear a lot of people getting out of the hobby, or they're putting a pause on the hobby. We're now going to 2025, going to 2026. For a lot of us who've been collecting since we were younger, we've been in this game for a long time. You always see people getting back into it. We always see people that are new, people that retired, getting back into it, and there's people leaving. A lot of people are leaving. Why? People don't have the money. Let's be honest, people are not having the money like they used to. Prices. Bored with the hobby. Things have changed. They've changed. Everything changes. That's the one constant. Remember that song, Everything Changes? I've done that too, where I've taken a pause, or I've gone to different sets. At one time, it was all about the NES, Game Boy, Super Nintendo last summer, Sega Saturn, but mostly it's been the NES, Nintendo Entertainment System. I've chased that for many years since I was a kid, teenager, young adult, 20s, then my 30s. Sadly, I'm that old, I'm in my 40s. I don't feel the same way like I used to. I'm pretty content with my NES set. I have over 85% of the set. If I really wanted to complete my set, I looked at the numbers and I looked at the games. There's not that many. There's only a couple games on that list that I do want to get. Dragon Warrior 4. I do need Indiana Jones, the Ubisoft version, and George Foreman KO Boxing for a video, which I thought I still owned. I guess I don't. So that's really it. There's nothing else in there like the Ultimate games, Sesame Street, Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, and the Koi games. Do not need. Putting your ear to the ground. People are leaving, or they're just frustrated. You know, we're in a weird financial state. I know some people are. Some people are doing really well. Good on you guys. Other people, not so much. Sorry. I'm kind of in the middle there. And there's people holding on to their collections now. They're really holding on. They're looking at it as investment. Like money, 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 money. Things have gone a really weird direction for a lot of people. And I see it, and I think you guys do too, if you're paying attention. I see things on eBay that have not moved. Stores that have not moved. I've noticed things on the marketplace on Facebook just sit there forever. I even sold some stuff on the marketplace and took a long time to sell. And there are things that are still very hot and they move quickly. I have a little Samson here for a previous video I just did. Just example, let's say a little Samson here. Let's say I put this on the marketplace for $50. You know how many people would hit me up to buy this for $50? But if I put it for its market at $2,500 plus, how many people are going to hit you up? Maybe one or two. Deals? People are going to go for it. If there's not, that's the thing. It seems to be people are being a little bit more cautious what they spend on. They're holding out. Patience. Patience is a virtue. And I know for some of us collectors, myself included, patience sometimes does not kick in when you want it. You want to go out there and get what you want. I've been doing that with the Game Boy games. I've been trying to get that set. I haven't bought anything from Whatnot in years. 2023, I bought a bunch of CIB games from Whatnot. One, they made me start all over, which didn't make sense to me. So I lost my original username and everything. Don't know why. During Whatnot, I've gotten some great giveaways before. I got a sealed vinyl Walking Dead soundtrack. I got a RPD, Raccoon Police Department, Leon, his vest from the second game, like a sweatshirt. And I got an exclusive Whatnot. The game actually goes for the NES. I'll show you that right now. 1 of 10 made or something like that. So it's pretty rare. So I got that from Whatnot. So I joined Whatnot again. Just out of curiosity to see what Whatnot's about now. People are still bidding like crazy and going way past market on some of these games. A couple people get some really good deals, but then a couple of the sellers I'm watching, not trying to put anyone on the bus or anything, they were not knowledgeable about their games. Some of the games they get a couple games, like you could tell they're not knowledgeable about them. And like, okay, these must be recent sellers. I never saw these guys before. Like I said, Whatnot's changed. And a couple of the long time Whatnot people I used to watch aren't there anymore. or maybe they are that get a name change too. Go to eBay. It is a buyer's market right now. I got so many deals, so many good deals. Now, I've had Metroid 2 for many years. Now, I'll be honest, I have not played through Metroid 2. I haven't even played through Metroid on the NES. I did not have Metroid as a kid. I always wanted to CIB Metroid. I've gotten close twice, once on the Game Boy, once on the NES. I just need a box for the NES, and I'd have the Mad in Japan yellow label version of Metroid CIB. It has the poster, it has everything except for the manual. I had to buy the manual separate. But I got a great deal on this, about $50 to $70 off what it usually goes for. There's been some crazy stuff going on eBay, and I've been hearing the rumors that sellers are leaving eBay because the profit margins are not there. I saw the change last summer and I was doing another challenge. It seems like it's gotten worse. So I got Metroid 2, a game I do want to play through. Great Game Boy game though. This is sealed. Plan to open this up eventually. The sealed market seems to be going very strong still. It's just a Jeopardy game on the Game Boy, but I got it for a really good deal and it's sealed. Like I said, the sealed market is still going very strong. I've been finding a lot of stuff on the marketplace, relatively cheap, they're not selling. Either people have their collection, which is a possibility, or people just don't want to spend the money, which is another possibility. People also might not be on their phone too, that's always a possibility as well. How far is this going to go? I'm looking at Portland Retro Gaming Expo next year going, I wonder what it's going to look like. Some of our games are dropping in price. It's natural, especially the NES. Except for a couple. I used to do War of the Prices on TikTok. A fun series where I talked about, hey, this game versus this game. Well, use these two for example. Little Samson. One, first of all, great game. Too bad it was such a limited release or late release, just a limited print run. But here's the thing about this. It was, for a while, below 2,000. I saw it go to 1,800 over the summer. Once again, we're close to 3,000 again. You go to conventions, people are still trying to sell this for 3,000. This game was like 2,200 at the time. They're trying to sell for 3,500. Didn't make sense. I only get moved at all during the expo. When you have someone selling for 2,000, this game probably sold. It actually dropped below $1,000 recently. I'm like, whoa, it's really dropping. It's rarer than Little Samson. It actually is a legit rare game. I remember it was a $300 game, a $500 game. Now it's over 1,000, but it was below 1,000 recently. It's a weird one. It seems to go down and then shoot up and go down. I don't think it's going to be that $1,600, $1,700 game like it was a couple of years ago, but I think we'll see it still around 1,000, over 1,000. These games represent the extreme for the NES, where these games will lose a little bit of value, but gain value too. I'm shocked about the prices recollecting the Game Boy. You've seen the prices of these games. I used to buy these games for $3 not too long ago. They're now $15 to $25 games. And not all of it's inflation. Especially how the newer market with the Switch 2, the PlayStation 6, the Xbox, don't know what's going to happen with it. People are not really happy with the modern gaming landscape, what's going on with it. So people are going back to the older games. Are we going to get another shot in the arm like we did during COVID for these games? Maybe. People are holding on to their collections. People are waiting to see what happens. And there are people getting rid of stuff. And there is the competition factor. There's always competition, but it's even more so now. Because you have non-gamers coming out here buying the stuff to flip. You have non-gamers, which I call mimics, who aren't really gamers, who are not really collectors. They're just doing it for clout or being in the fad. They want to belong to a group. They attach to us for some reason. Maybe it's nerd culture, maybe. And they pretend and they mimic a collector. They mimic a gamer. We've all resold. There's nothing wrong with resellers. But you have people who don't know video games and they try to sell video games at high market, way beyond they should be. That's the problem. And we've seen that too. Collecting, changes. It's like water in a river, it flows. Careful of the undercurrent. Is retro collecting dead? Sometimes just a course correction. Sometimes just a small little bump. We get back to the flow of things. Well, guys, what do you think? Have you noticed that in your area? Have things changed? Have you changed? Well, comment below. Have fun. Go game. See you guys later.